I came to the study centre with my junior school from Southampton, which was St Mark's School. That would have been probably about 1959, that sort of time.
I visited in 1997 with my school.
I visited in 2014 with my school.
Last year was our class. 2014. We were all in year 4.
Back in 1969, I was 11 years old, a pupil at Wimpson Junior School.
I visited Stubbignton Study Centre, I think I was about 10. I was in year 6 with Elson Junior School.
I think it was about a week. There was a lot packed into that week, a lot of activities, and many of those were down on the beach as well, and going down with shrimping nets and collecting creatures, everything from hermit crabs to little blennies and shrimps, and bringing a lot of them back because there's a large aquarium in the buildings here.
There's several activities I remember. Beachcombing, which was particularly good fun, walking along Stubbington Lane, walking to Leon Solent was quite an adventure, and remember the old tower there, and on particularly on the last day but one we all went shopping and I bought my parents a little present.
As far as I recall, it was a week, which meant a lot of walking across fields, walking along beaches and beachcombing and doing a bit of nature studying, of which I happened to win a prize for my nature studies. Wasn't very much. It was, as I recall, it was a money box.
When we went out to watch, see if we could spot the badgers and the foxes, that was my favourite.
Yeah, I remember the mammal hotels.
Yeah,
they were my favourites. I love them.
Yeah, we caught a field mouse. Yeah, that was really fun. And then we did the orienteering as well, which
I'd never done that before.
No, that was a really nice new experience, I think, for everyone.
I remember orienteering. I won. Standard.
Oh, I remember the one where you had to build the shelter out of twigs.
And then the teacher would pour water over you to
like
When we built the houses
out of the wooden sticks.
and then Miss Ransom
put water over us.
That was not waterproof.
I will forever love Stubbington Murder.
Oh.
Yeah, my favourite, forever. It was such a good game.
Yeah, definitely.
And
it was real teamwork.
It was ultimate teamwork. Like there was no way you could possibly succeed at that unless you worked together as a team.
Earthquake.
Earthquake taught everyone about teamwork and working together, because obviously you had to do the getting each other from one end to the other without touching the ground.
I like jumping with the rope when there was
I fell in.
There was a little bit of water and then there's a rope and then you have to swing it across, and I nearly fell in. It was mouldy water as well.
I remember the bit we had to go through. There was like a long tunnel going through the sort of like a mound in the earth, and you had to sort of get your way through it. It was really horrible.
But it didn't shake.
There was like snails along the top, and it was really creepy.
The sports courses, so every sport you could think of we did. Tennis, you do the games with them, so everything in there: pool, table tennis, lacrosse, tennis, football, basketball, hockey, rugby, golf, dorm games.
The team sports, which weren't sort of based around one person coming out on top. You got nominated for being the most improved, best newcomer,
So if you're not necessarily the most sporty person, if anything, you can come and enjoy yourself, and you've got those 3 qualities that are really important.
I remember the accommodation, which was in dormitories, and it was all a little bit army style, I think. I remember rows of beds. No, it was all quite exciting, a new experience really, being away from home with some of my classmates and other people who came at the same time.
There are the 2 girls' dormitories and the 2 boys' dormitories. I think it was the Drake, Warren, Stanley.
Yep.
Those 4, and I think that was really good. The naming was really good as well. And you had your bunking partners as well, didn't you?
Yeah. And the mixing was definitely really good.
Oh yeah.
I made loads of friends. Oh, definitely. I made friends for life just from you know, bunking next to someone I've never met before.
Yeah.
We all had to make our beds in the morning, and we were inspected, and there were points for like the tidiest beds and actually overall the tidiest dormitories.
When sort of at the end of the week you've got the dorm with the highest inspection point, and then having a flag for the end of each day.
The breakfast was the best, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like the breakfast.
Yeah.
Lush.
I can remember being by these long tables, but everybody was involved in a sort of team spirit, I think, as I recall it.
It's such a range, like you're walking in the morning, anything from cereal to basically a full English breakfast.
Breakfast.
It was the ultimate fight over the Nutella.
Yes.
What I remember with quite a lot of fun was we'd have an hour or so free time whereby we would be playing games such as drafts, pick up sticks and just generally larking about, and that was good fun. And then we'd come to a point where we then had to finish and we'd all get ready for bed, and then it was lights out, and I look forward to another day.
I'm still fascinated by the natural world, and whenever we go out walking or away on holiday, it's always with that love of nature, watching bird life, animal life, trees, plants. It's just so fascinating, really.
I think just getting involved with other children that weren't at your school and meeting new friends.
One thing you had to do was be like a team.
It played a big role in essential skills because some of the people who didn't want to work as a team at all, by the end of the week they were trying to get involved and do as much to help others as they could. And things like consideration, they were helping people that couldn't lay their beds, they were teaching them how to do that and to hang their clothes up and stuff.
And it teaches them to be more independent because you didn't have a structured day, you had structured activities, but then you had free time and you had to choose what you wanted to do in that time.
Be in the countryside as opposed to the town, and being close to nature, I suppose. A total change from what we were used to, because I was a towny boy. And that was the other side of the fence, if you like. Yes, never forgotten it.
The advantage is you're not learning in a kind of formal environment. It's not a classroom situation. It's actually hands-on. It's something which just stays with you for life.
Obviously teaching about nature and what's around us, I think is a big thing. Because obviously you learn things on TV, but it's never really about the small creatures that are around us every day. I think that's a good thing. Teaching kids that it's fun to be outside and not just sit in front of the TV all day.
When you're in a school environment, when you can only go on the playground and sometimes you feel sort of restricted. So when you're at Stubbington, you feel more free.
It's good to be away from mummies, isn't it, for a while? Be a bit independent.
Yeah, and you get to learn a bit more about the animals.
It puts being independent in a really good light. It sort of makes you really want to go out there and do something
being independent.
Yeah. Rather than sort of being being worried that you're going away from your family for a week.
Because you've got all the staff that are really supportive, and you build really good relationships with them as well. So and it makes you want to come back again in years to come.
I was gutted when I got too old, actually.
Epic.
Amazing.
Fantastic, really.
Special.
Invaluable.
Amazing. Amazeballs.
Extraordinary.
Outstanding.
Adventure.
Superly awesomely amazing.
Great!
Great.
Great.